In There are two ways in which we operate in this world. In one way, we are getting all our wisdom from the opinion of those people who are around us. That opinion is actually influenced and is totally driven by the demands that the society is trying to inflict upon us. These are actually the massive social opinions which are adopted by the majority of that community, and they want us to perform in the same way like everyone else is performing, because that's how they can ensure the predictability and the security of the environment from an evolutionary perspective. While on the other hand, there is an opinion that you have, there is a story that you have envisioned for yourself, and there is a kind of lifestyle that you have imagined and visualized for you, and that's what you think is true. On the other hand, since you have been raised by such kind of an environment and these people who are living within this environment, and you know that if you go against their opinion, and you also know that if you go against their will, what's going to happen is that you will have to tap into uncharted waters. You know that you will be treading on an uncertain territory, and if anything happens, the support structure that is around you will not be able to support you, or they will not be willing to support you because you refused to listen to them while they were advising you against it. And it's very simple example can be, let's say that you live in a society where everybody has a job. Everybody is either a government employee or is serving in a very prestigious private company. And the path to success within that particular community is considered to be a public servant or a private company servant, and then that's how you should uh, climb the corporate ladder, and you should get your success gradually. On the other hand, it is very possible that the structure that you have envisioned for yourself, the dream that you have envisioned for yourself, is actually to become a businessman itself. Now, what's going to happen is that all those people who are doing these jobs, they're going to perceive it as something which is very risky, and they're going to project you, and in your own mind you're going to project that like doing a job is more prestigious than having a business, because you're going to associate having a business with something like as low, as degrading, or as something which is inferior in status. So you will be thinking that you will have to have a fruit stall, you will have to have a shop. And that's true. If you have a shop and there is a person who's a chartered accountant, it doesn't matter whether you have 100 or 1000 shops in the whole country. What's going to happen is that that chartered accountant is going to be perceived as a higher value person than you in terms of his financial success and his social prestige. So, what should you do in those situations? That should be the question in your mind. And what I'm about to tell you is that if you want to do something that is uncertain and is socially unpopular, there are two things which are going to come to your aid. Number one, your ability to keep yourself disciplined, and number two, your ability to keep your faith alive when nothing is going your way, when the odds are not stacked in your favor. Then what's going to happen is that you should try to do everything within your reach to stay on the track, because the only guarantee to success in those situations is going to be if you don't quit. Like, what can be the option if you don't quit? If you don't quit for 1 year, if you don't quit for 2 years, if you don't quit for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, what's going to happen in the end? You're going to crack the code. You're going to go to the other side of the tunnel. You will be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and things are going to change for you in positive ways. So, the number one thing that you should do if you want to do something which is not according to the measures of the standards of that society that you're a part of, the first thing that you need to understand is that you will have to take responsibility for your actions. And that's the only way that you can start doing the impossible and becoming comfortable with the uncomfortable.